I wish you health, dear Ukrainians. Today we had the regular reports from our team on work with our partners. Today in Brussels there are Ukraine's MFA, as well as the Secretary of the NSDC and the Chief of the General Staff. At every level, we are working to ensure support for our defense, diplomatic support, and support for our resilience. Andriy Sybiha represented our country today in the format of the NATO-Ukraine Council. Rustem Umarov and Andriy Natov spoke with the security teams of European leaders. The most important thing is Europe's effective participation in our defense and also in guaranteeing security after this war. The activity is at a maximum in order to end the war. On our part, there will be no obstacles and delays from the Ukrainian state. We are absolutely constructive, very fast in working with partners, and everyone notes this, including the American side. We are preparing meetings in the United States of America after the return of the American team from Moscow and relevant consultations in Washington. Rustem Umarov, Andriy Natov and everyone who is needed for negotiations will continue the conversation with representatives of President Trump. We're waiting for news in the coming days regarding such meetings, contacts, negotiations. Whether in-person meetings or phone calls, there is constant contact among all the partners and between the partners and Ukraine. Everything is now proceeding quite productively. At the meetings in Geneva and in Florida, Ukraine was heard and Ukraine was listened to, and this is important. We expect that this will continue to be the case. Only with Ukraine's interests taken into account is a just peace possible. I will also continue to communicate with leaders at my level. In fact, every day there is coordination and exchange of ideas and agreements on how to speak with other leaders and on what can bring more security. Now the world definitely feels that there is an opportunity to end the war, and it is necessary to support the existing activity in the negotiations with pressure on Russia. It is on this combination that everything depends, constructive diplomacy plus pressure on the aggressor. Both components work for peace. It is also important that there is constructive internal work in Ukraine. I thank the members of Parliament for voting for the state budget for the next year. This ensures that we will provide financial work. The Ukrainian government is working well with our partners to cover the deficits. There is an understanding of how this will be done. We are also continuing the policy of a full reorganization and cleanup in the energy and defense sectors. I spoke in detail today with the Prime Minister of Ukraine, Yulia Sviridenko. I am grateful that all the processes are moving quickly, including the reboot of the supervisory boards in energy companies. The Minister of Defense of Ukraine, Denis Shmyhal, will promptly ensure the reboot of the supervisory boards of defense enterprises. We are also consulting on parliamentary work. Today I spoke in detail with the head of the majority faction and other representatives of the Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine regarding the budget law. The key things have been preserved. Thank you. In particular, everything that concerns raising teachers' salaries next year. The necessary support programs for people are also ensured, including the medical checkups program, health screening for everyone who has reached the age of 40. The funding for such examinations is provided by the state. This is a good opportunity to prevent many health problems. I ask the government to explain in detail to people how to make use of this checkup program. Today the Prime Minister also reported to me on the winter support program. Almost 15 million Ukrainians are already in the program, and there are almost 3 million applications for children. This clearly proves that the program is timely and truly needed by people. People must be supported. The funds for this program and for all other support programs will be available in full. Payments are continuing both for those who submitted an application for winter support through DR and for those who submitted an application through Ukrposhta. A few more things. There are decisions of partners to purchase weapons in America under the Pearl program. Today Norway announced a new contribution to Pearl. Thank you. Luxembourg and Canada will also increase their contributions. We are aware of Poland's contribution. Earlier there was also a decision by the Netherlands. There will also be first contributions from countries outside NATO. I want to thank everyone personally. I am expecting a report on the full results of the work under the Pearl program. This is a special task for Ukrainian diplomacy to maintain the pace in defense programs and projects with America and other partners. The diplomatic tempo largely determines the strength of our defense against Russian occupiers and the possibilities for our active steps, our long-range capabilities, our protection against Russian strikes. The neighborhood with Russia under any circumstances is a danger. But Ukraine's strength lies in unity with the world and in our own ability to set the agenda. I thank everyone who works for our state, for our people. I thank each and every one of our warriors. Glory to Ukraine.